The pyramid stands as one of the most recognizable and enduring architectural forms in human history, a shape that transcends geography, culture, and time. Whether it rises majestically from the desert sands of Egypt, hides beneath thick jungles in Mesoamerica, or lies in partially eroded forms across Asia and Africa, the pyramid is instantly associated with human civilization's deepest mysteries. For centuries, people have looked at these massive structures and wondered not only how they were built, but why civilizations so distant from each other, often with no direct contact, arrived at strikingly similar architectural designs. This mystery remains one of the most captivating questions in archaeology, history, and even anthropology. The pyramid is not simply a building, it is a statement carved in stone, a fusion of human ingenuity, practical engineering, spiritual symbolism, and political authority. From the very first examples, the pyramid represented more than mere shelter or utilitarian architecture. Its geometry conveys stability, permanence, and an inherent connection between earth and sky. By tapering upwards, the pyramid appears as if it is reaching for the heavens, narrowing into a single point that symbolizes unity with the divine. Its broad base represents the grounded nature of human existence, while its apex symbolizes transcendence, the link between mortal life and something eternal. This dual symbolism, rooted in both practicality and spirituality, makes the pyramid a universal form. When historians and archaeologists study pyramids, one of the most striking features is their wide distribution across the world. In Egypt, the Giza Plateau is crowned by the Great Pyramid of Khufu, a monumental achievement that has withstood millennia of erosion, earthquakes, and human interference. Thousands of miles away, the Maya and Aztec civilizations in present-day Mexico built step pyramids such as El Castillo at Chichén Itzá and the Pyramid of the Sun at Teotihuacan, both of which carried cosmological significance and served as platforms for temples and rituals. In Peru, the Moche and later the Inca developed pyramid-like huacas and ceremonial mounds that were integral to their religious practices. In Mesopotamia, ziggurats towered above ancient cities as stairways to the gods. In China, massive earthen and stone pyramid-shaped tombs housed emperors, designed to protect and guide them in the afterlife. In Southeast Asia, Cambodia's Khmer Empire left behind the monumental step pyramid of Bakong, and Indonesia boasts the Borobudur Temple, a pyramid-like mandala carved in stone. Nubia, just south of Egypt, constructed more pyramids than Egypt itself, though on a smaller scale, showing how the form adapted to local needs and traditions. This distribution across continents raises compelling questions. Were pyramids independently invented in each region, arising naturally from the human tendency to build upward, to create structures that combine stability and monumentality, or did the knowledge of pyramid construction somehow diffuse across cultures through ancient trade routes, migration, or forgotten forms of contact? Some scholars argue strongly for independent invention, citing the pyramid's natural practicality. It is a form that resists collapse, disperses weight evenly, and is relatively simple to build compared to tall vertical walls. The triangle, as an architectural principle, is inherently strong. Yet others remain fascinated by the possibility that human civilizations may have influenced one another more deeply than mainstream history currently acknowledges, leaving behind shared forms of expression like the pyramid. The practical advantages of the pyramid cannot be overlooked. As one of the most durable structures humans can design, it was the logical choice for societies intent on creating monuments meant to last forever. A pyramid resists erosion better than other shapes because of its sloping sides, and its massiveness means it can endure earthquakes, storms, and centuries of neglect. Unlike vertical towers or walls, pyramids lean inward, distributing gravitational stress toward the ground, which makes them extremely stable. This explains why some of the oldest structures still standing on Earth are pyramids, even as other ancient cities have been reduced to ruins. Practicality, however, does not tell the entire story. The pyramid is also deeply symbolic. In ancient Egypt, it embodied the rays of the sun, connecting the pharaoh with the divine sun deity Ra. The entire structure functioned as a cosmic symbol, a tomb designed not only to house the body of the king but to ensure his safe journey into the afterlife. The alignment of the Great Pyramid with the cardinal points, and possibly even with celestial bodies, shows a sophisticated understanding of astronomy and an intention to embed cosmological meaning into stone. In Mesoamerica, pyramids were not tombs but platforms for temples. Their stairways were designed for ritual processions, their summits used for sacrifices to appease the gods. The shape mirrored sacred mountains, places believed to be centers of spiritual power and connection between heaven, earth, and the underworld. In Mesopotamia, ziggurats served as man-made mountains, stairways to the divine, reinforcing the authority of kings who claimed to be intermediaries between gods and humans. This dual role, practical and symbolic, is why pyramids have persisted for thousands of years. They embody simplicity in shape yet complexity in meaning. For a pyramid is never just a pyramid, it is always a cultural message, a proclamation of power, a spiritual beacon, and an architectural solution to humanity's desire for permanence. Civilizations rise and fall, but the pyramid outlasts them, carrying forward fragments of their story. This endurance is precisely why they capture human imagination so powerfully. Consider the persistence of the pyramid form. Long after the pharaohs had been buried in Egypt, the Maya and Aztecs continued constructing pyramids thousands of miles away and centuries later. Even in modern architecture, the pyramid continues to inspire. The Louvre Pyramid in Paris, designed by I.M. Pei, deliberately connects contemporary culture with ancient symbolism. The Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas recreates the Egyptian pyramid shape as a symbol of entertainment and spectacle. The form is so iconic that even in a completely different context, it carries an aura of mystery, power, and eternity. Few architectural forms can claim such timeless relevance. Yet the endurance of pyramids also raises profound questions about cultural identity and human psychology. Why does this simple geometric form resonate so deeply across civilizations? Part of the answer lies in the universality of the pyramid's meaning. Its triangular sides naturally suggest ascent, striving upward and linking the human with the divine. Its broad base suggests rootedness, community, and strength. In every culture that adopted the pyramid, it served as both a unifying symbol and a tool of political legitimacy. By building pyramids, rulers inscribed their power onto the landscape, making themselves immortal not only in stone but in cultural memory. Furthermore, the construction of pyramids often required massive communal effort. Thousands of laborers, artisans, and specialists worked for decades to raise these monuments. This process itself reinforced social hierarchies and communal identity. The very act of building a pyramid became part of a civilization story, a testament to human organization, cooperation, and ambition. In this way, pyramids are not just physical structures but social artifacts, embodying the collective energy of entire societies. At the same time, the pyramid as a form is a paradox. It is simple in shape, yet infinitely complex in interpretation. It can be read as a mountain, a tomb, a temple, a stairway, a calendar, or even a cosmic diagram. It reflects practical human engineering, yet it also reflects profound metaphysical beliefs. This layered meaning ensures that pyramids remain enigmatic, inviting each generation to reinterpret them through new lenses, be it historical, archaeological, spiritual, or even speculative. When we think about the mystery of pyramids, it is not only about how they were constructed, but also about why the idea traveled or arose independently in so many places. Were pyramids inevitable once societies reached a certain level of organization and religious sophistication, or is their recurrence a clue that human history is more interconnected than we know? Some even speculate whether the form represents an archetype deeply embedded in the human mind, a universal symbol of aspiration, stability, and eternity. Whatever the answer, the pyramid's ubiquity makes it a mirror of humanity itself, practical yet symbolic, local yet universal, mortal yet eternal. The introduction of pyramids into the study of civilization therefore sets the stage for deeper exploration. They are not isolated monuments, but keys to understanding the nature of human society, its ambitions, fears, and enduring quest for meaning. They remind us that architecture is never just about stone or brick, but about the ideas and values those materials embody. In this sense, the mystery of pyramids is not only an archaeological puzzle but also a philosophical one, forcing us to consider what it means to leave a mark on the world that transcends time. And so, the pyramid stands before us as both a monument and a mystery, a shape that has united civilizations across continents and millennia. It is a form that speaks of power and humility, permanence and fragility, the earthly and the divine. By examining the pyramid, we are not merely studying architecture, we are studying the human condition itself. The questions they raise about independent invention, cultural diffusion, symbolism, and identity remain central to our understanding of history. As we move deeper into the study of pyramids, we will find that their mystery is not confined to ancient times but continues to shape how we see ourselves, our world, and our place in the continuum of civilization. The story of the origins of pyramid construction is not confined to one region, one people, or one singular culture. Instead, it is a fascinating narrative that stretches across continents, timelines, and civilizations, showing how human imagination, religious belief, political ambition, and architectural ingenuity intersected to create some of the most enduring structures on Earth. When we examine the early phases of pyramid construction, we are not simply looking at stone and mortar, we are delving into the psyche of ancient peoples, into their ways of understanding life and death, and into the legacies they sought to leave for future generations. This exploration begins in different parts of the world at different times, yet remarkably, pyramids appear as a universal solution to both practical and symbolic needs. By tracing their origins, we can uncover not only the diversity of architectural experimentation but also the surprising similarities that tie these cultures together despite vast distances. One of the earliest known centers of pyramid construction lies not in Egypt, as many assume, but in the Americas, in the coastal region of Peru. At the site of Caral in the Shouldn Valley, some of the earliest monumental pyramids emerged over 4,600 years ago. These massive platforms, though not as geometrically precise as the pyramids of Egypt, were extraordinary achievements for their time. Built by one of the earliest known complex societies in the Americas, the Caral pyramids functioned as centers of ritual and social organization rather than simply as tombs. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of ceremonial fires, musical instruments, and ritual offerings within these structures, suggesting that their purpose was deeply tied to community cohesion and religious life. Caral demonstrates that pyramid-like structures were not necessarily tied to kingship or dynastic power in their earliest forms, but rather served as focal points for collective cultural expression. This independent development in South America challenges the assumption that the pyramid as a form must have originated from a single point of inspiration. Around the same time that Caral was flourishing, another monumental architectural tradition was taking shape in Africa, the Egyptian pyramids, dating back roughly 4,500 years. Egyptian pyramid construction marks one of the most famous and enduring legacies of human civilization. The earliest known Egyptian pyramid was the Step Pyramid of Djoser, built during the 3rd dynasty under the guidance of the architect Imhotep.